today we have an extraordinarily special video. I am hoping that you will do me a favor and that you will stay for the whole video today. A very special announcement on a new endeavor that I'm doing at the end of this video that means everything to me. If you're interested in seeing the Charlotte Tilbury copper charge look that I've created today to make blue eyes pop, then stick around because we're going to go through that palette, and then on separate occasions I will take you through the rest of them. It's all great stuff. So let's get right into it. Hi, I'm Mona and this is About Face with Mona. This is a channel geared towards mature women, but it's for everybody. This is a safe space and everybody is welcome here. This is where we look at new products. I do product reviews. I am a makeup enthusiast. I love makeup and color, but I am not a makeup expert. I'm just having fun and telling you what might be worth your money and modeling it so you can see if it might be something that you like. So if this sounds like something interesting to you, consider subscribing. No pressure, you don't have to. Just a suggestion. Okay, let's get into this look today. I'm so excited to show you this. I am absolutely in love with this palette. Today we're going to be playing with the new luxury palette by Charlotte Tilbury. This is one of 4 releases, which is her Copper Charge palette. This is designed to make blue eyes pop, and they definitely do. We're going to do this palette look today, and I'll do the other palette looks on different days. So today we're kind of doing just a get ready with me, chatty get ready with me while I show you guys this new palette. I have a lot of experience with working from home, which I know a lot of us are doing right now. And for some of you, it's just so different, right? Like, what do you do with your days? Your days feel a little weird. At first, the first couple of days that you work at home, you're excited, right? Because you can work in pajamas, so you don't have to fix your hair and you don't have the commute time. But it gets old really fast. And if you don't find some separation between what you're doing for work and what you're doing at home, then depression can actually set in. So it's very important, in my opinion, after you get used to the first few fun days of being able to work relaxed, is that you actually take some time for yourself to get ready like you're going to work, right? Put on some makeup. Put on, it doesn't have to be a full face of heavy makeup, but put on some makeup, put on some perfume. We're gonna getting ready, putting on some makeup, and going to a separate space that you designate within your house for working. And then you leave that space when you're done working, can actually help you feel better. So I'm gonna put on my Shiseido Beneficence Wrinkle Smoothing Eye Cream. I have talked about this eye cream, and it is now my new holy grail for getting rid of my crepey under eyes. In the morning, because this is heavy, and because I don't want it to make my concealer slide, I just want it to make my concealer glide, I am going, see, that can be funny, huh? Just kidding. I'm going to just pat a little bit in and give it a little time to soak in while we start my actual eyeshadow look. I want you to know that you can put this Shiseido on top of your eyes as well too. And at night I'll put it all around. But usually in the daytime, unless I have a lot of time to let this sit in, which is my preference, I usually just put it at the bottom. But it really does a good job of getting rid of crepiness and making everything about your eyes look so much better. Because we're doing a Charlotte look today, I'm going to go in with my Hollywood Flawless filter underneath. I'm looking away sometimes because I have a bigger mirror right here. One day I'm going to set this up a little better. So while I'm doing this, I want to say thank you to all the frontline healthcare workers that are putting themselves in harm's way every day for all of us. You know, my mom is 66 years old. She's about a little over a year past recovery or remission from breast cancer. And she is a respiratory therapist supervisor at a hospital, and she is going in and she is working on the front lines, intubating these patients that have tested positive. And she is doing everything that she can to keep these patients well and save their lives. And they are working with masks that they're being asked to save for 5 days and reuse for 5 days. And you know that some of the frontline nurses that I work with in our dialysis clinics are needing to reuse masks as well. The other people that I want to take and thank are our truck drivers. My cousin Shane is a truck driver, and my friend Trucker Z is a truck driver. There's also my friend Big Daddy Trucker, who's a truck driver. You wouldn't guess that by the names, I'm sure. But they are out there with so many others delivering the stocks and supplies and food and keeping the shelves as much supplied as we can and keeping the flow of goods. And then our frontline grocery store workers and companies like my brother's company who are going out there and decontaminating all of these sites and taking care of lots of places that have been quarantined or cleaned, or cleaning up the rooms after, you know, patients that are positive have been in them. Okay, I'm going in with my Estee Lauder Re-Nutrieve Ultra Radiance Liquid Makeup with Broad Spectrum SPF 20. This is the one that has 2 crushed peridots. And this does have light diffusing properties. When I first tested this out, I had never owned a foundation that was this expensive. And you don't have to, right? Because there's a lot of drugstore foundations now that are so good. It has really grown on me, and I find myself reaching for it a lot. Truth be told, I probably won't always spend this much on a foundation, but I really, really like it. And my skin is so flawed that when I find something that really does diffuse light and helps my pores and helps the texture of my skin look better, it's worth the money to me. And that's why the $70 eye cream is worth it to me. We can't eliminate aging, but we can fight it every step of the way. I appreciate you guys sharing some of your time with me today. I know this video is probably a little longer, and I should have put my hair back, but I'm not doing that today. Just bear with me. It's been a hard week. I know it's been a hard week for a lot of us, and I think we should just cut each other a little bit of slack if things are not perfect and people are not perfect. We're all dealing with our own sense of reality of what's going on in the world today. And it's different for each of us. Some of us are dealing with job loss. Some of us are dealing with income loss. Some of us are dealing with working from home while taking care of small children. Some of us are dealing with loss of income. Some of us are dealing with just, worries and fears about family members. Some of us are dealing with extra hours due to the nature of our work. Like my normal 40 to 50 hour week is more like a 60 hour week right now. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is right now my favorite eye primer. So I also want to talk about the fact that my husband lost a friend this week. He lost a friend due to complications of the illness that is going around, and he was only 60 years old, and he was a beautiful person. I've known him for about 21 plus years. My husband worked with him, and it is just a sad time for all of us. And it starts hitting close to home. It really makes it real. And I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to Charlotte Tilbury, I'm like a kid at Christmas. I love these. Playing with these colors does make you feel better. And when you get up in the morning and you put that full face on, guess what? You do feel better about your day. So in all of these palettes, you have a prime color, an enhanced color, a pop color, and a smoke color. So I am gonna go in with the prime color, and I'm gonna apply it all over my eyes. You just can't not enjoy Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna move you in just a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. the Enhance color. And it is a shimmer, and most of the time we wouldn't use, at my age, use a shimmer in the crease, but with Charlotte Tilbury palettes, they just work. Enhance that look. This eye I picked up a little more pigment than I would have wanted to. It is very easy to pick up pigment. These colors are quite pigmented, so I'm going to go in with my little blender and I'm just going to diffuse it a little bit, bring it down a notch. I am going to go in to this pop color. So the pop color goes on better with your finger, and I like to really dig it into that shade, and then I like to swipe it over the lid. The Celestial shades, which this is, it's kind of a mix between a Celestial shade and a metallic, but I think it's more Celestial than it is metallic. Work that right there over the lid. I find a lot of times if you go in with your smoke color first and then you apply your pop color, the pop color takes away from some of your smoke color. I'm going to take that pop color with a little tiny brush and I'm going to go in that inner corner. Okay, now I'm going to go in my Sonia G flat definer brush, and I'm going to go in to that outer corner, which is with the smoke color, which is always a challenge for me. This is the only matte color in the palette. This is always a challenge for me because I have the hooded eyes, and my eye shape is also downturned. So you sort of have to create the outside corner that you want. So I am just going to take it, and I really do like to keep it mostly on the outer corner. I'm going to take it up above my crease because my crease is hooded, so that when I open my eyes you can see it. Kind of draw that straight line out. And then I'm going to kind of take it down and into my eyebrows. Now, I might need to edit. I'm going to take it into my eyelash line, not my eyebrows. Not enough coffee yet. I'm just going to kind of create that outer V that I want. And when you're dealing with less lid space, and I am no makeup artist, remember I am a makeup enthusiast. So I find though, for me and my limited makeup skills, that a smaller brush really benefits me as I lose lid space due to my hooded eye. I'm going to do that on the other side so that we match. Don't worry, I will blend it out a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take a fluffier brush with no added shadow on it, and I am just going to blend out those edges. Just a little bit, enough to soften them and make sure there's no harsh lines, but I want to keep that more intense color on the outside, so I don't want to blend completely or too much. Okay, I'm going to go into the other side and do the same. You notice that there's still a lot of pigment. I'm just smoothing it, blending those harsh lines along the edge, and blending a little bit into that color pop in the center. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Magical Way Liquid Concealer, and I have it in the color 3 Fair. And I love this. And the applicator, I know bothers a lot of people, but it actually does not bother me. There's so many more things in the world to be concerned about, right? I'm gonna tap this in. I really, really, really am enjoying both this and the Pat McGrath concealers. And I'm enjoying almost all my concealers now that I've started to use this Shiseido Beneficence Eye Cream. It really helps with the application, and it helps with the crepiness, and it helps keep it from settling in lines because your lines are plumped up and moisturized. Now I want to take and I want to shade underneath my eyes with this matte color. You can also shade it with the enhancer, and I think either one is pretty. Again, I'm going to go with my little tiny brush. Just on that inner part, I'm going to go in and I'm going to use the enhance. Then again, I'm just going to add a little bit of that pop in the inner corner. They also came out with these dual liners, which I do like. So it's a combination of a matte, which is kind of a brownish rust color, and a metallic gold color. So I'm going to go and tight line my eyes with the metallic gold color. And then I'm going to take the dark color and I'm just going to smudge out on the corners. That out just a little bit. I'm going to tell you guys how much I love this, but this is my dummy proof contour wand. I'm going to put this down my fat nose. Okay. You know, sometimes I think women our age can go a little extreme on the bronzing. This bronzer, I feel like, allows us to have a natural a natural contour that basically blends itself in and really does help give me definition and cheekbones. And I bring it up a little higher, you know, towards my blush area, and then I put my blush over it. What I don't want is for it to go low. You know, if I'm going to blend it, it's going to blend up. And I like to meet this bronzer kind of underneath my eyebrows. I don't put the line all the way up there because I don't want it to be intense in color. I have the translucent. There are two other shades that may match your skin tone. They're too dark for mine. This works perfectly. Does not add extra texture. Does not dry out my under eyes, especially with the Shiseido. I'm going to use the Legendary Lashes Volume 2 by Charlotte Tilbury, and I'll speed through this session. This is just one coat. And I think it's hard to go wrong with Charlotte Tilbury. And my finishing powder, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Turn Up the Light Soft Focus in the Color Light. Take this big fluffy motor brush. I'm going to take the finishing powder and buff everything out. So what do you guys think? This palette is beautiful. Any color eyes can wear this. I think this would also be pretty on green eyes. I think it would also be pretty on brown eyes. This was my favorite color out of the collection, but I also really like the blue palette. So for those of you who are nice enough to stay this long until the end, I have an announcement to make. Doing a YouTube channel like this, I am purchasing a lot of makeup. I'm beginning to get a little bit in PR, but not a lot. So most of the things I just buy and buy and buy new releases that I want to share with you for review purposes. But it's a lot of makeup, and so I don't want to waste it because there's only so much eyeshadow I can wear, right? I only have 2 eyes, 1 pair of lips, 2 cheeks. I am forming a foundation, a nonprofit foundation, and it's going to be in memory of my cousin Melody Louise Martinez, who passed away at age 39. She was my first cousin, and she was a very special human being. She did not know ugliness. She did not know hate. All she cared about was loving people and what was going on with your life and how you were doing, and she was very special. So my foundation, we have a phrase since she's passed, live like Mel, and that means live with intention and live with kindness. So I am going to name it, but I want her whole name to be in the name. So I'm going to call it Live Like Melody Martinez. And when I end my videos, I'm just going to give you all a reminder, and I'm always going to close with Live Like Mel. And so you guys will know what that means. And I'll add a little blurb about it in my description so that new people can remember. I don't want anybody to ever forget her. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not asking for money or anything like that. I don't want you to think that's what this is. But all of the makeup, let's say I use a palette like this once or twice and I review it for you, and then I'm moving on to the next thing that I'm reviewing. I'm going to sanitize this with alcohol, which you can sanitize any kind of powder, eyeshadow palette, face palette, anything like a perfume, a fragrance, a lotion, anything that has a pump dispenser like this. I have not contaminated those products. And I've already made my first donation. I have cleared away all of my palettes except for, I think, 7. So I want to share what I have. So I'll be donating them to women's shelters and to homeless women's shelters and domestic violence shelters. And this foundation will be geared towards helping others in every kind of way in memory of Melody. It's going to be beauty products and things to make women who are homeless and at domestic shelters feel better about themselves, but also to get their lives off the ground, so that this channel is not just shallow and about makeup, but that it's about something a lot more. So anytime somebody gives me a sponsorship, I'm going to donate the products that I receive in PR, and the product, after testing them, all of those products I'm going to donate to women. But I'm also going to invest my time, which I've already done in the past, but I'm going to make this all encompassing into one foundation. So I will provide resume services for these women so that they can have a resume to be able to apply for a job. I'm going to do courses to teach interview skills because I can bring my business background into helping. That doesn't cost me anything but my time. And then I will take the money that I make from sponsorships and I will use that money to help them purchase outfits and clothing that they can wear on the interview. And then the makeup to do their look. And we'll talk about, applying makeup with them. Although I'm not a makeup artist, I can teach them how to apply a simple, classic, basic look for an interview. And hopefully that will be my way of giving back to the community and honoring my cousin Melody Louise Martinez. And so right now, of course, I don't have any sponsorships, And I don't expect to have a lot of sponsorships because I will always have to try a product and like a product before I accept a sponsorship. But I don't want you to think that I'm accepting sponsorships in a way, if I do, to just get money, and that it will influence whether or not I like a product, because it won't, because any sponsorships that I get are going to go to my foundation. And I'm going to make it legal. I've already looked that up online. It's going to cost me, I guess, about $300 to set it up in a legal way. So I'm very excited about this, and I hope that you guys think it's a nice idea too, and maybe it'll inspire some other YouTubers out there to do something similar, because we get so much, you know, product either by purchasing, or the bigger YouTubers by PR. And how can we turn that around for good? And how can we make makeup and beauty channels not shallow, but really about empowering women and helping them be the best that they can be, and help position them for higher success and health and well-being in their lives, whether it be enhancing their mood or changing their life through helping them get a job and get on their feet. And so I'm really, really excited about this, and I will be working on that I started really getting into it today. I asked my Aunt Sherry, who is Melody's mom, if it would be okay. She agreed. I'm gonna get in touch with my cousin Todd about a logo, and it won't really impact my channel too much on what you see, except that you'll know that any products that I'm getting in PR, or the products that I use and sell, I might not have them to go back and shop my stash, because I'm not gonna ever have a big stash. Because after I use it, there'll be some things, probably my Charlotte Tilbury ones will be the ones that I keep the most. You know, the lines that I just really, really love, and a couple of basic palettes. But besides that, everything else will be tried, tested, enjoyed, and then passed along for others to enjoy as well. So, until the next video, live like Mel.